Welcome to the Waiver Wire. Waiver Wire.
Waiver Wire.
Waiver Wire.
Waiver Wire.
All right, what up? Welcome to the Waiver Wire, where
What's
fantasy
up,
players
y'all?
become fantasy legends. There is no fantasy right now.
Well, there is fantasy. We just only play fantasy football.
Oh, that's true. Fantasy basketball, we tried that, and it is fucking
It's
awful.
Terrible.
It is awful.
I haven't tried any other fantasies other than basketball, and basketball is so bad.
Baseball is even worse because it's longer.
Right,
And
it's
I
like
did baseball, and it's
God.
every day.
Oh,
every
fuck
day,
that.
pitchers are being
Oh, my
scratched.
God.
So like,
there is no way
man.
I'm gonna spend the time on that. There's no fucking way.
It's so much time, and like fantasy football is enough time. Like
It's enough.
You spend a lot of time on fantasy football.
I mean,
and
like,
that's
I don't want to play that
Yeah.
every year. I'm
Yeah,
like,
even
I'm
that's
fucking
hard to
done
keep
with
up
this
with it.
shit. Yeah.
And now that there's like Thursday night games and COVID makeup games, you really are paying attention to a lot, but not every day. Basketball is every day too. Basketball, fucking like people sit out all the time.
I did
like,
not enjoy
fuck that, fuck that,
fantasy basketball.
But anyways, brought to you by DraftKings.
You should play fantasy
yeah, go play
basketball.
fantasy
It's
basketball.
awesome.
Play
Go
fantasy
play fantasy
hockey.
and golf and all that shit.
Hockey's in full swing, isn't it? Man,
Yeah,
I
just haven't. I mean, I've been.
I gotta try to watch hockey.
I've been paying more attention to basketball,
but
honestly.
Just like in basketball, isn't hockey playoffs where it gets good?
Oh yeah.
Okay, so
like
when
if
the
you want
playoffs
to get into hockey, start in the playoffs.
Okay.
Pick a team,
I'll pick a
follow
team.
them. You know, like
I'll just
watch
pick,
the. You know,
I'll
and
pick
then
a random team going into the
right,
playoffs.
and then if they lose, pick another fucking team and watch. You know,
Connor
like-
McDavid, I think he's on
He's on the Oilers, though.
Are
They're
they
not-
bad?
I don't think they're doing very well.
Damn it! Well,
I'd have to look. I haven't
I
been
watched
paying
video
enough.
highlights of Connor McDavid because
My
he's
team
badass.
sucks, and so
Who's your team?
the Blackhawks.
The Blackhawks. Yeah, well,
Yeah.
the Blackhawks are big and strong, but they don't always finish the job. I am gonna get. When is hockey?
Yeah,
when
I'm
is
a
hockey
fan of
playoffs?
Blackhawks.
Yeah, me too. Oh yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know when hockey playoffs are, but I'm gonna get into it as soon as. And then we're about to because
Honestly, I think that this year I'll probably root for Colorado again because
okay.
they have a pretty.
What's
they got
their
a
team's
good
name?
team.
The Rockies.
The Avalanche.
Okay, I only know the baseball team, so I honestly could probably name you like 5 hockey teams, and then I'm out, and then I'm
Yeah.
like, I don't know. But yeah, and then we're about to go into a very, very dark time in sports if this baseball motherfuckers. You know what's so funny about the baseball holdout is that it's like they're arguing over like I kind of get it from the billionaire's point of view. I kind of get it. Listen,
What do you mean?
they have gone up and up and up and up on arbitration. They've given up on everything as far as like, listen, we're going to give you guys as much money as we possibly can. Y'all know about our TV deals. Y'all know all this stuff. What we're asking for is that what they want is the extra $10,000 for the rookie fucking guys or the guys that are on AAA and rookie or not as big contracts to be a little bit better. That the cost of living for these AAA and these millionaires are like, these motherfuckers ain't gonna make this. What the fuck do I care about these fucking guys that aren't even gonna make the team? You want me to give $10,000 extra to each one of these guys that aren't even gonna make my team? I think that the idea of AAA and AA ball started a really long time ago where it was if you want it bad enough and you can work hard enough, you'll work your way out of the AAA system.
Are they getting paid enough to only play baseball, or do they have to work?
No, I mean, it's bad. It's bad. Some of them that are on like the single A or the rookie teams, like they're barely
jobs.
They have to, I would imagine.
Right.
Or
So
they're-
then they got to work jobs, find time to work out.
I got it. But you know who's not going to be in that situation? The true all-stars of baseball. Bregman, George Springer.
Right.
They didn't have to deal with that because they were good enough and they just rose to the top. So from the billionaire's point of view, he's like, look, if you truly believe in yourself and you're the cream of the crop, you'll rise to the top.
But here's the flip side to that. Create a good culture, a good farm system, take care of these guys. Is it really that big of a deal to this billionaire? and
We're not talking
allow them to not work other jobs and then find and grow some. Because you tell me that there's not a couple of these guys that just need a little nurturing. They all are fucking all-stars off the fucking bat. Nobody's ever came out of fucking nowhere.
And baseball may be one of the hardest to do what you're talking about.
Well, sure.
And basketball
but
can happen.
at least create a culture for it, right?
Maybe.
If you're gonna grow a baseball culture, it's kind of like creating a culture for these college athletes, where these fucking colleges are making millions and millions and millions of dollars off of these kids, and they can't even afford to fucking eat, and so they start selling drugs. And then they get fucking in trouble for going down that road?
Well, I mean, I think you're right. I think that creating a better culture is not a bad idea, but...
Is it your fucking team? Is it part of your fucking system or not?
It's not $10,000 for one or two players.
Right, I get
We're
it.
talking about $1 million.
I get it. But a billionaire. So a billionaire's worth.
Fair.
Right? His net worth probably raises and goes up and down in an hour what that fucking...
It also kind of seems to me like...
And it's not even his. So he's a billionaire, and this whole team is its own LLC, and it's also creating billions of dollars.
By
and
itself.
so... Fuck them.
I know.
I'm for the little guy. I'm for the player.
Ya.
I'm for create a better working situation, asshole.
I think it also...
Hey, that's the same with any place in America right now. These fucking corporate assholes fucking twisting the fucking working man until they can't fucking even afford to eat anymore.
It sucks, but it also like it almost seems like we buy into it because that's what all of America does. We all
do.
work for it. We all just are like, okay.
And I'm not saying don't work for it. I'm saying give everybody a little more. Are you telling me they're gonna hurt because they've allowed the low guy on the totem pole to get a little more piece of the fucking pie?
It's a weird thing to stand on the hill for. I will say, for these billionaires to really take the stand, I was kind of like, wow, okay. But I also see it from their side.
So like,
I see it from their
you're
side.
now defending these billionaires because they won't take care of the little guy, and now they want the little guys of fucking America
Here's what I
to
want.
fucking go out and pay to watch their fucking product.
I want them to just get rid of the AAA system.
And do what? Like,
so I mean the same.
So then and go to
the
college.
NFL. The NFL has practice squads.
So just take them all off of the colleges. I mean, if it works. I mean, so again, what does the minor like? My hometown is Fort Wayne. They have like some little tiny minor leagues.
Yeah, it's
called
like
the
the
Tin
Skeeters.
Caps.
Yeah, the Sugarland Skeeters.
Well, here they have the Skeeters, but it's called the Tin Caps. But in that small town, it's a big thing.
It's
right?
Is it a
it's
big thing?
It's downtown. They built a brand new fucking nice stadium. People go to the Tin Caps game. It's got a cool ass logo and shit.
That's part of me being just kind of ignorant to this is that I don't know how much revenue a lot of these smaller teams bring in for that town. So if they are bringing in anything that's positive, then yes, the billionaires should just suck this up. But I don't know how much they're making off this.
I don't know either. I don't know the business side of it, and so I gotta claim ignorance on that. But if it is a billionaire corporation saying, I don't want to fucking pay let's say $200 million extra a year, which that's got to be a big number. But I mean, it's anyways.
But baseball players are very overpaid. And so I think their problem is that
the
they're
Major
arguing
League Baseball players are overpaid.
And that's who they're arguing with. The major league players, the ones that are on this union that are feeling like we're standing up for the little guy, good for y'all, but you're also like, you're arguing in their face.
So it's millionaires standing up for the little guy against the billionaires.
Yeah.
Right. And so again, I'm gonna probably take the underdog.
I know. I understand. I get it, but I also feel like it's just weird that this is what we're stuck on.
But just
of all the other things that they let go,
how much are they lose? Like, is it? How much are they going to lose if they miss out on games?
See, and that was my other question. Is like the billionaires that own, for instance, the the NBA teams. If Cuban and Tillman Fertitta all of a sudden don't have their stadiums, and they're not selling out games for their basketball, that's a big deal. They're like, oh shit, this is like I rely on this at least paying for itself by turning the lights on and playing a game or something here every now and then. Kind of seems like these baseball owners don't give a fuck. Maybe they have more
that's
money.
What I'm saying. So how much? I don't even know. I don't know the numbers. So what is the whole number that they are saying no? Like, what's the difference? Do you know the actual number?
No, I don't.
You're saying $10,000, but what's that equate to in millions?
Yeah, I don't know. And I don't know.
So then, if they cancel games,
how much are they going to lose? Yeah.
So then, what the fuck?
It's weird too because I believe just like back in the 90s, you hold out for a season like they did or close to a season.
Yeah,
you're going to lose casual fans.
Yeah, and it took a long time for them to recover.
Diehard fan of baseball that's like, oh, I love baseball.
So
I
they're
watch
not only
regular
going to lose
season
this
baseball.
few games, but
they could lose a lot of future money.
I think they're already pissed. Like,
it's weird.
I don't even like baseball that much to begin with.
Yeah, I'm not, and I also think the season's too long. So if you're telling me we're going to shave off 40 games, I'm cool with that.
If they went to an 82 game season like all the other fucking
but
sports,
if you miss this season altogether, I might check out. I might be like, all right. I mean, I love the Astros and they brought me some joy, but
fuck
I
that
think
shit. I mean, if I was baseball, start a month later, end a month fucking sooner, play in the summer, be the boys of fucking summer, play an 82 game schedule just like the NBA and just like fucking hockey.
82 is good, but here's the other problem: these owners are not going to give up how long they've said. That's one of the things they're stuck to.
Again, because then they won't grow this sport and it will die.
Yeah, it will
because the people that love it are gonna fucking die.
Yeah, they are dying. They are all right now. They're all. I was there when Babe Ruth played against all other white men.
People like me, I played baseball. That was the sport I played growing up. Well, I just don't give a shit anymore because
I think it's the American soccer because you can be pretty much any size of any athletic ability. Like there were big boys that I knew that were good at fucking baseball because they just knew how to swing a bat or whatever else. So it will die if we can't watch it on TV and kind of fall in love with it when you're younger or be connected to it or whatever.
Every game isn't important.
Yeah, it's not.
But in an 82 game season, every game is kind of important.
Yeah.
You
get it together, baseball.
And again, like nothing really changes. You still have 7 game fucking playoff series, just like basketball basketball and hockey.
Yep. Dude, do single game. Well, and they do have the wild card game, which is an exciting fucking game. Now they have that one game where they can that's who gets in. That's an exciting fucking game. And there's other things
that they could do to make it more exciting.
I'm all for getting rid of the 7 game series in all sports, in basketball, and that is why the NFL is the best because it is single elimination. You win on this day. I want 1 games in all of them. All of them.
Play one game a week.
1 game playoffs. 1 game for each round of the playoffs.
That would be insane, bro.
So, dude, in basketball, you are upping the fucking ante. This is so intense.
So intense. It would just be like game 7, game 7.
And who's got the biggest, and honestly, I mean, I think you would see a lot of, you wouldn't have Golden State dominating like they did. You'd probably have them upset at some point. You'd have a lot more parity. That's why
I'm down.
That's why you have so much parity in the NFL.
And then just play 1 game a week and shit would be over.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
The Rams, I mean, let's be honest, they could have lost to Tampa Bay. They could have lost to San Francisco, but because of it was the 1 game and they pulled it out, they were in the right place at the right time. Yeah. They played against a young team in Cincinnati in the Super Bowl, and now they're champs.
But
the Philadelphia Eagles.
I enjoy the 7 game series, though.
Well,
I get it. It gives us something to do. I get it.
However, you don't get as much parity. You really don't. And baseball, we've seen a little more parity.
The better team generally wins.
Right.
Is what you're saying. Right.
Yes.
In a 7 game series, for the most part. The best team
will usually win.
Right.
And in the NFL, it's whoever's hot. It's whoever's coming into that, right at that moment, right?
Being hot does help. Even in going into the series
and being healthy. And in all sports, being healthy is a big part of it.
I can recall several runs, especially in baseball, where a team just got hot and just tore through the playoffs.
Yeah, I mean, and you get a little more parity of that in baseball because of the season so long. Where we started the season, you're now fucking 6 months after that.
It's like 2 fucking
You could be in a whole
seasons,
fucking different mindset.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, the Astros, we at one point during the regular season, I was like, we're going to kill everybody.
yeah, we're gonna crush
And then
them.
we got to the playoffs, and our bats just weren't the same.
Yeah,
then
people are hurt.
fucking Jordan goes crazy in the ALCS. I'm like, oh, we are going to win the World Series. And then mentally, he just kind of shut down.
Well,
But-
the fucking pitching shut him down.
yeah, pitching shut him down. So yeah, I don't know. Baseball's got a long way to go, and if they miss this season, I'm likely to.
I think to grow it, if you really want it to be something in the next century,
Yeah.
or this century,
gotta
honestly, if you don't want it to die by by
gotta change.
2100,
You got to learn to adapt.
it's gonna have to change.
Yeah, and dude, the NFL and the NBA have changed.
Yeah.
they brought in more playoff
Hockey's
teams.
changed.
Yeah, that's true.
They basically they're putting in rules to increase scoring.
Oh, okay.
Like they made the offensive zones bigger. They took away the center line for the 2 pass.
And
like,
I mean, and in all sports, that's what makes you stay alive.
Right. That's why they put in all these rules to protect the quarterback, because if the quarterbacks keep getting hurt, we stop scoring points.
And we don't
want to
watch that.
points.
Yeah.
We don't want to see that shit.
And we don't want to go to the game where
we're
Aaron
playing
Rodgers,
fantasy football. We want fucking points.
Aaron Rodgers broke his collarbone and now his fucking backup's in. And I don't want to watch
Nobody
that either.
wants to see that
No,
shit.
we want to see the stars.
We want
out
to
there.
see everybody fucking.
They took that out of basketball.
shine.
Why did they take what people love about the basketball in the 80s of people getting fucked up and knocked out?
Right?
and
Yeah.
They took that out. You
because
don't do that
now
anymore.
it's very common to score 120 points.
Defense isn't the same, but
Right.
we got points and we got dudes like let's talk about your boy Ja Morant. That shot that he hit at halftime was unbelievable.
Oh man,
Unbelievable.
We're gonna see that shot for a long time.
I mean, trying to recreate that, a full court pass. Also, the pass.
oh yeah.
The throw
That's what
from
I'm saying.
Steven Adams was
Yeah.
amazing.
That's what I'm saying. It was a full court pass.
and inbounds. That was the inbounds. That was what he was. He was like
at the end of the half,
here,
and he hit it before
caught
the
it?
buzzer went off before it dropped. Right?
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, it was perfect.
Like
It was-
he only had 0.4
it was
seconds or some
picturesque.
shit. It was insane.
Yeah,
But then
we-
the dunk, and he also scored 52 points.
The dunk was amazing. He's one of a couple of players to do what he's done at such a young age. I think there's some streak that he's in with like only a few handful of really, really good players. I can't remember off the top of my head.
He's incredible. He's fun to watch.
And we were saying that I was saying that he kind of reminds me of Derrick Rose just because of how explosive he is
Right.
and the way he plays.
And his size.
But you're right. His shot is already better than Derrick Rose's
yeah.
ever was.
I mean, he was draining some threes.
Yeah. And that's the
hitting
new
some-
NBA. You have to be that if you're going to be a superstar in today's NBA. So it doesn't surprise me that he can hit shots just like Devin Booker and just like Donovan Mitchell and a lot of these new young stars that are in the NBA. But
I think it's safe to say we probably should. New Orleans probably should have taken him.
Yeah. Well, I don't think. I mean, they did the right thing because we all had Zion fever.
Did Zion fucking stay as hell?
If Zion-
I hope he
you know-
comes back and it gets in shape.
Yeah, because
and
he was an animal at Duke. He was absolutely incredible.
He is a beast.
I was on
He
the
would be a
Zion
hog,
train. I was
yeah.
like, man, that's incredible. But
But-
he's let himself go. He's got hurt.
But we're back to
But
the
now,
same old like.
Kevin Durant, Greg Oden.
Right.
It's
that's what Stephen A. was talking about.
it
today.
really is. It really is. And I didn't know this about Ja. I don't watch a lot of college basketball, but I'm impressed by this fucking kid. He is the way he plays is just, it's like Allen Iverson if Allen Iverson could jump out the gym. Like he's a killer. He's coming out.
And he's got that attitude. Like
he's got attitude just like AI.
Yeah. Oh, he's
AI
like a
was
bunch of
a
people
little-
all in
Yeah,
one.
he
Yeah,
is.
like he's taking.
Yeah.
It's like it's insane.
Yeah,
It's-
AI swagger in fucking Russell Westbrook's body with his athleticism
That's such a fucking
and the smarts of
such a Derrick Rose.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and-
He's
and
incredibly
he's smart.
fucking
He's
smart.
He's a good basketball player. He understands the game. That's definitely who I'm rooting for. I've got the standings wrote for the
Yeah, I changed
basketball.
he's changing my mind. I don't remember who I said I was rooting for before.
I think you went Golden State,
Well, I picked Golden State to win it.
and I still am.
I don't know if I want to root for Golden State.
I still am. I put my prediction for the finals. It is going to be Golden State versus Miami or Milwaukee. I'm leaning more towards Miami over Milwaukee. Miami's a good team.
Philly's coming out of the East.
Nah, bro.
They're good. They're good.
And that's what I was going to bring up. I wrote his name down on here.
They're good.
His name's James Harden. How many Rockets teams
I know,
did
but he
you
didn't
see with James Harden?
Has he played with anybody
No.
at anywhere near
No.
as good as Embiid?
No.
No. And that's the
But
and fucking
Embiid-
Maxey, dude. Like that dude's good.
yeah, but
And
but
Tobias Harris is
Embiid
back.
is injury prone. And
Dude,
I hate to
thought
say
he was
that.
good. I was watching that
I hate
game.
to say that, but we've got a long way to go for him to be an NBA champion.
Did you watch the game the other day? So I think it was Sunday, right? Yeah, it was Sunday. It was Harden's second game, and I was watching it, and Embiid made this beautiful move to the basket, stepped on this dude's foot, went down, grabbed his knee, and I was like, fuck, it's over.
I'm just saying, big guys in today's
Oh no,
NBA.
I believe. I think that Harden's gonna get.
know.
He might get his ring. They look real
No,
good. They look
he's
real
not
good.
getting a ring.
They look real
and
good.
I'll tell you where. I'll tell you why. Because let's say they do make it to the NBA Finals. James Harden is a wreck. He's a butthole pucker. Just
I
whoever
kind of
he's
root
facing.
for. I
James
remember
Harden.
watching James back at fucking Arizona State, and then I liked him. I mean, like he's
No.
kind of a douchebag when
His
you meet him in
style
person.
play is
but,
fucking annoying. What he wants from you is to foul him.
Yeah, but
And also all the foul calls.
he's just smart.
They shot like 50. They shot
He
50
did.
free throws between
I
the two
know.
of them. You know what disappears in the playoffs?
I know you're right.
They don't call as many of those calls.
right.
They let
You're
that
right
shit
about
go.
that.
And
You're right about that, but
and Joel Embiid struggles in the playoffs a little bit because of that.
I think that they're gonna create this chemistry.
Miami
come
with
rolling
Kyle
out of the
Lowry
playoffs.
and PJ Tucker, those additions.
Dude,
to
the
that,
East is tough. The
you
East is
know,
gonna be
like,
the hardest one.
Jimmy Butler's a dog, and I really think that Miami team
Yeah,
that we
I don't
saw.
think Chicago is going to be
No.
that tough. They seem to not be able to
No.
play against the better
And
teams.
Giannis is, to me, top at least 3 in the NBA
Yes,
right now.
yes.
The way he plays,
You're right.
it's
I mean, they
gotten
are the
better since he
defending
won a
champs.
championship.
Boston's playing really well.
Boston.
The East is going to be tough. Like
With
to come
Derek-
out of the East is
that
going to be
Derek
hard.
White addition that Boston got, Derek White is really good. He was on the Spurs,
Uh-huh.
and he was like the leader of that Spurs team with Dejounte Murray, and he got traded to Boston at the last second on that trade deadline. That's going to end up being a really good trade for them if they can keep Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum and Derek White together because they're all young.
And honestly, I don't know. The West isn't going to be easy either.
No, it's not. Well,
I mean, up until the fucking the Lakers
the
suck.
top 6
yeah.
are good, but
Yeah.
after that, those other teams are absolute garbage. And I
And then
include
Denver's going
LeBron
to
James in
get
there.
Porter Jr. back.
Yes, they'll have him back for the playoffs, and I think
Well,
he's.
he's supposed to come back like in a couple weeks, but he
I know,
should be
I
back for the
saw that.
last.
I think
of the
they
regular
said they were
season.
going to let him rest though, especially if they clinch not having to be in the play-in.
Oh, really?
That's what I
thought that
read.
was Jamal Murray.
Oh, I thought he's still playing. Jamal Murray's playing.
Who's the dude that he's been out? He had ACL. Who's the other?
That's Jamal
their
Murray.
all-star. Yeah, for Denver.
But I thought he's already back.
He hadn't played all season.
Wow! And they're here. They're the
Yeah, that's
sixth
what I'm saying.
seed.
They're missing. Porter Jr.'s played 9 games this year, and Jamal Murray's been out the whole.
They're still
because he
36
hurt his
and
ACL
25?
last year, like
Well,
right
I didn't
before
know
the
Michael
playoffs.
Porter
right?
had been out for that long, but when
Yeah,
I
he only
saw
played
that, when I
9
saw that the
games.
other day, I was like, "Oh shit!"
It's
Wow.
because Jokic is playing out of his fucking mind.
Well, and they're a hard team if all those guys are healthy. If Porter and Jamal
Murray
Murray
might not even play this.
Man, that sucks
year
because he's
at
their
all. Right.
He's their star. He's their
right.
star in my mind. Yeah.
Well, he's just the one
He's
to make
their
everybody
shooter.
else better.
Their
yeah.
shooter, yeah.
Yeah,
But
he's a
Phoenix,
leader, if
Phoenix
you
is a
will.
good team too, and I know I'm leaving them out of this, but I kind of feel like
Chris Paul got to stay healthy
Yeah,
too.
and he's
See,
not.
and
He's
he
out.
can't stay
He's out for
healthy.
6 to 8 weeks.
I said, oh, that's what I said I was
He's-
rooting for.
he might-
I said I was rooting for Phoenix.
That's right. He's
But,
gonna. They said he's gonna miss the first round of the playoffs.
That's what I'm saying. He just because Houston, we would have won a chip with him.
Yeah.
If he would have stayed
That's
healthy.
maybe the only way that the Lakers do go another round in the playoffs is if you get Phoenix with no Chris Paul. I can't.
No way.
Honestly,
the Lakers aren't even going to make.
They're not
going to
beat. They're not going to beat one of the play-in people.
No, they have the
They're gonna
hardest
lose,
schedule.
They're going to lose to Minnesota.
Bro,
they lost to all these teams.
Pull
They
up.
just lost to New Orleans.
I'm going to pull up their schedule. Let's go over this. The Lakers.
Well, and they really are.
I don't
a
think the
bad
Lakers are
team.
going to make the playoffs. I don't even
No.
think they're going to make the little play-in tournament.
Well, I put that on there to see how far. I mean, Portland's only
New
2
Orleans
games
is
back.
gonna come out like it's what 7, 8,
10.
9, 10.
7, 8, 9, 10. They all play in.
So who's the ones below them though?
Portland is 25 and 36.
So who's below them?
San Antonio is also right there. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, again, none of these teams. They might get lucky by beating Phoenix with no Chris Paul, but I doubt that.
Phoenix is still, but Chris
DeAndre
Paul is
Ayton
only
and-
out 6 to 8 weeks.
They said it could go to the first round of the playoffs, that he could miss that too. So, but DeAndre Ayton and Devin Booker are more than capable of beating
For sure.
one of these bad teams. That
Ayton's playing really well.
Yeah. Yeah, he's good.
I watched. I first remember how I told you to hate the NBA. That's all I've been watching.
Oh, wow.
it's weird. Well, now
there's
I'm
nothing
kind of
left.
into it ever since this Harden trade. Like
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, all right,
Yeah.
I'm gonna watch this shit. When it's very interesting now because there's so many teams that could win.
I just think the way the Steph roller coaster usually goes every year is that he has ups and downs.
Well, they need Draymond.
Right. And Draymond's going to come back, and they're going to have a fully healthy team with Clay
So there's
maybe a
all
little
these
better.
questions. So right, Phoenix with Chris Paul,
Golden State with
Golden-
Draymond.
So let's assume everybody
James
gets everybody
Wiseman,
back.
'cause
Let's
Wiseman's still
assume
something.
everyone stays healthy. Well, Wiseman hasn't really played all year though, has he?
No.
He's not going to be a factor in this.
I don't know. I mean, you're going to need a big to guard some of these Jokic and DeAndre Ayton and
He's not even suiting up.
who?
That dude.
Well, he hasn't played yet. Yeah, but I'm saying that they have constantly been saying he's
Wiseman.
going to come back at some point. James Wiseman.
This year though.
Yeah. They believe that
There's
he'll
only
be there.
like
at some-
20 games left, right?
Yeah, and I mean maybe just bring him back for the playoffs. I don't know, but
There's no way. There's no way you put someone. No way. And you let him play it. No
you have
way.
a lot of good young talent on that Golden State team, and I
There's
think
no
that's
way.
what I
Not in
see
the playoffs,
happening.
bro. He wouldn't even play.
Andrew Wiggins is like a way better version of what a Harrison Barnes ever was, and I just kind of see them getting the old squad back together for the playoffs.
Like, if Draymond comes back and stays healthy,
And Steph's gotta go
I'll
nuclear.
still pick. Yeah, and he's got to keep
Steph's got to go nuclear, and he's got to go like.
But again, in a 7-game series, he's gonna go off unless
He's
somebody
got
can
to.
someone can lock him down.
But there's no real guards that are locking anybody down anymore. It really doesn't happen. Defensively, they're just not there. Although, who was just traded to Brooklyn, he is a very good defender in Ben Simmons. He's one of the only guards that is.
And Brooklyn could surprise people,
They could.
especially if
KD
for some
comes
reason
back and-
NYC. Because I mean, we're still like 2 months away from the playoffs.
I don't think it's that long.
How long is 20 games?
I think it might
And
just
they
be.
only play like every 2 or 3 days.
Yeah, but that's a lot. I mean, it means in a month you can wipe out 15, 16 games.
a month and a half.
Yeah.
So in a month and a half,
it's less than
New
2
York
months. I
City
don't know.
could
Look this up.
New York City could lift their ban,
Which is the ultimate conspiracy theory. If that's what you were doing with Kyrie this whole time, you're like, oh yeah, he can't play, he can't play, he can't play. Rest,
I think
Kyrie,
that's
rest.
why Chris Paul got hurt now, so that he's rested
I don't
and
know.
ready
Did
for.
you see that?
No,
Did you
did
see
he?
what
He broke his
it looked
finger,
bad.
right?
Yeah, he broke his thumb.
Oh, his thumb,
He was
yeah.
making a pass and he.
See, he's always doing shit like that.
Yeah.
Or fucking pulling his hand.
Yeah.
But hey, the good thing is that he will have 2 months off. Come right back for the, even if they, they should be able to make it through the first round of the playoffs without him. Or he'll be back.
Should, but it's more dicey without him. But yeah,
For sure.
Basketball's getting down to it. I'm picking Golden State for Steph to go nuclear. This is my way too early prediction that he'll win in 6 games. But who the fuck knows?
I'll take Golden State over Philly.
Okay.
5 games.
I don't know.
5
games. And again, like you said, that it's all about health and where we are. This could all be different in a month. But
all right, what do you want to talk about now?
Let's see. So Kyler Murray. Did you read the fucking thing that he put out?
Yeah, well, I heard them read it. You read it. Yeah.
So I guess that's
like he basically is what he's saying is I want more money and I'm not gonna. He's gonna hold out. That's what he's saying.
But here's what's weird is
I want more money.
And the Rich Eisen said this. I got to shout out to Rich Eisen because it's totally true. It's like you don't hear this from the Josh Allen. You don't hear this from when Patrick Mahomes was getting his new deal. You really don't hear anything from Lamar Jackson right now, even though we assume that he's going to get paid his deal.
And he was an MVP.
And all of those people...
Didn't Lamar Jackson win the MVP?
Yeah. And all of those people got paid. And you're going to get paid.
Right.
So it's weird that you're trying to strong-arm the fucking organization that drafted you number 1, like, has done nothing but support... like. This is also...
You just got to wait another year.
And this is what's weird about quarterbacks nowadays is like, you're the highest paid. The CBA has gone up and up and up for you so that we can overpay the quarterbacks. And all of you are getting paid more money, guaranteed money, whereas some of your fucking defensive ends and
especially
linemen
as the number
that are
one
getting
fucking
destroyed
pick,
on their
right?
knees. Yeah,
right?
you're the number one pick.
How much is he
You're the
can't be
highest
getting
paid
paid
one.
that much?
No.
I mean, like, that little.
And I think what it really is that he didn't like that he heard from wherever, from a fucking radio channel,
everything on
that there was
him.
some blaming on him. He played bad.
He did.
He played bad. So if this is how he's gonna react, and he's gonna be a little titty baby already, I don't know if I want this little munchkin.
Hell no.
I don't if
either.
I'm Arizona, I'm like,
He's
fuck
showing
you,
his,
bro.
He's showing it.
What are you talking about?
You know what this means? That he's really just a baseball player.
Well, and that's what everyone was joking about was, he might go play baseball now. And it's like, if he does and you're the Cardinals, good riddance.
Right, what the
Figure it
fuck?
out. Just draft somebody else or make a trade. Who gives a fuck?
But that's just, you're right. Though, like, they made the playoffs.
Yeah.
They were the best team in the league, arguably the first half of the season. And a bunch of people got hurt.
Yeah.
And you know what? You did. He played like shit.
You played like shit in that last game.
Own it up. Get to fucking work.
You're in the end zone getting dragged.
Go watch Man in the Arena.
Yeah, go get
and
some motherfucking motivation and get to work, bro.
And get to fucking work and shut the fuck up.
Because that's what Tom Brady would do.
You'll get paid. Right? You're right. He'll get paid.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
It was coming.
Unless he has a God forbid, a career-ending injury, which is very rare these days.
But I would even say at his age and with how well he has played in his young career, even if he had a major injury this year, I could still see, maybe not the Cardinals, but I could see a team going, fuck it,
of course.
we're still going to give you a big
his
fucking
career's
deal.
not over,
like,
right.
You're better than Kirk Cousins.
Yes.
You're better than any of these guys that have gotten deals in the past. Like, you're a good young player.
He's gonna
I'll bring
get
you
paid.
in.
Right.
It's a weird insecurity thing to see from him, and I just don't understand it.
Well, and then somebody,
little man
I forget
syndrome
who
is what
I
it
was
is.
listening to today, but they brought up the point that none of his teammates have stuck up for him. Like, nobody's out there going,
true.
hey,
That's true.
this guy's a stand-up dude.
Yeah.
You know, you're bad-mouthing him,
but
nobody's saying
that's
that.
weird. I
So
didn't even
he
think about
probably
that.
is
Yeah.
a fucking little
He probably
crybaby piece
Probably
of
is a
shit.
little bitch. And, there was those rumors that came out that he denied of that he's kind of entitled and kind of a self-righteous little baby. And he's like, no, that's not true. But check out this letter that I sent out to the fucking world. Like, okay, so you are all those things that they said, and you just proved it with your little fucking letter. I definitely.
So I'm not.
It made me jump off the Kyler. I wasn't really on the Kyler thing anyways.
Well,
I think he's too small.
We're just waiting for him to get hurt.
And maybe that's what he's aware of too. I think he might be very aware that a big injury is coming.
I might as well just try to get.
I need to get a guaranteed contract because I'm gonna get fucking ripped up by one of these guys.
So, what if they pay him and then he just doesn't care, kind of plays like shit, and then Andrew Luck's him in a couple years after a few big paydays.
Yeah. And I think that's the fear if you're Arizona. Like, what are we really getting into here?
Does he really want to?
Does he really want to do this? Yeah.
Does he want to play football, or is he trying to be?
The quarterback class for next year is supposed to be fire. I can't name the names because I'm not that good of an analyst. I'm
So then, if you're Arizona, you just trade this motherfucker,
Maybe.
have a shitty season, and go after the next quarterback.
Unlike Josh Rosen, you'll get a lot. You'd probably get 3 first-round picks.
Oh yeah,
for Kyler.
I would think so.
So
I mean, okay, well that's a good time to bring this up.
So look at the craziness that I brought up here.
Who needs Kyler Murray?
On the board last night, I was just curious in my mind to see how many teams have a solidified quarterback. Right now in the NFL can say, we have our guy, this is our guy moving forward for at least the next 3 or 4 years. And I only came up with 9 of them. 9 of the 32.
9 teams are set.
9.
For 3 or 4 years.
Buffalo.
Yep.
New England. I'm being generous. I really should have put a dot next to there too, because the dot.
So is the star dot meaning?
I mean,
what?
Are they 100% confident in Lamar Jackson? Is Baltimore like, this is our guy that's going to lead us to the promised land?
So I would then say that New England would probably be a star dot.
They should be a star dot. You're right. Okay. And Jacksonville's a star dot.
Right.
Of course, we just drafted them number 1.
Right.
We have to give them more of a chance than this, but that didn't look good.
I'm with you.
I mean, even the Jets, I could have put the Jets and the Dolphins could have been a star dot too. Yes. These are their quarterbacks, but is Miami giving me the vibes that I guess the star is that the organization has said, this is our guy and this is who we're going with.
They're endorsing him.
Yes.
Right.
And so that's really what the star is. I think Mac Jones earned that. I think last year he's going to be the starter next year, obviously.
Yeah.
And we're going to get another season of it. So we'll see.
For sure.
Cincinnati, obviously. Baltimore's a star dot to me. I think they're going to sign Lamar Jackson to a deal, but I think in the back of their minds they've got to be a little like,
they gotta be like, okay, yes,
we've seen this breakdown year after
are we as
year?
good as we can be?
Yeah, exactly.
Is this as good as he can be? I guess.
Kansas City, obviously. The Chargers, obviously. Dallas Cowboys, obviously. And the Rams, obviously. Now, the Rams does come with a caveat to me that Matt Stafford is no spring chicken. I'll give you at least another 4 years of that. I could definitely see that going, especially, I mean, you want a Super Bowl.
If he wants to play that long.
Yeah, exactly. But that's the caveat with the Rams, is that he is not as young as some of the other men that I just named. That being said, I think that I'm safe to say that those are the only ones that are a locked-in guarantee. Now, we can go through the dots. The dots are Tua, Zach Wilson, Baker Mayfield. Yeah. Yes, those are the quarterbacks of those teams right now. Are we... Am I sold that Kirk Cousins, Justin Fields, and Jared Goff are going to be the quarterbacks for those 3 teams in the next coming years? No, not on all of these. You have the potential to move. Arizona, as I just mentioned, that would have been a star.
That might be a question mark.
It might be a question mark. It would have been a star if all this had not come out. I would have said Arizona is one of the teams that's going, we have our guy. Yeah. We know we have our guy. But now I don't know if they know that.
I bet San Francisco is a team that says we have our guy.
Well, their star. Okay, so their star. Their star dot. Their star dot. We haven't seen him. We really haven't got to get a good
Seattle's
feel for him.
Probably star dot because. In all honesty, Russell Wilson is a star. We just don't know where he's going to be.
A fading star. He is a on the.
I think Russell
he's
Wilson
on the downside of his career.
Put Russell Wilson in, give him a team like,
I'm with you.
like Stafford got. Yeah.
He gets
give
traded,
him a fresh.
He gets traded to Tennessee. They're probably winning a championship.
Or Pittsburgh.
Or Indianapolis.
Indy.
They're winning a championship.
I'm with you. Contending.
I'm with you. I don't think Seattle's going to do that. I think Seattle is aware of what they have, and they're not going to trade him to a contender, even though they love the guy. I think Seattle is petty, and I don't know why. I just don't. And then, the way they treated Earl Thomas.
Honestly, I guess you got us as a question mark, yeah.
On Houston. Yeah, we're a question mark.
Because we have a star quarterback. If he can play.
He's somewhere. That star is floating around down here somewhere.
Right.
He's not even. I didn't even consider him
But
because
he's not- but-
he's definitely a question mark. And so the other question marks I got: Pittsburgh, obviously, they got to
Right,
find
because
somebody
we
new.
don't know.
Denver's going to find somebody new. All of them are free agents now. Green Bay, I think it's safe to say at that point this is a question mark.
Yeah.
We don't know what. Aaron
But he's another
Rodgers-
star quarterback.
Yes, but he's definitely more so than Seattle.
Well,
I
once
see
we
that
know
one-
where he's at, that team would be a star.
Yes.
Same thing with Russell
Same
Wilson.
thing with Russell
in
Wilson.
my opinion.
Yes.
If wherever
right.
he goes, that team
Yes.
is saying this
For the
is
next
our
3 or 4
quarterback
years.
for the next 3
Yes.
or 4 years. We just
And
don't know where
and
they're
Deshaun Watson.
And Deshaun.
And
yeah.
Deshaun. He'll be a star too.
As long as he stays out of prison.
It stays at it,
Where's all the duffel bags full of money?
And I think Vegas, to me, you can lie to me and say that Josh McDaniels is like, oh yeah, Derek Carr's our
Well,
guy.
he probably told them that.
Of course he did.
Much like
He wants a
Kubiak
job.
did with David Carr. Yeah, like, oh yeah, we can win with
Yeah,
David
we can
Carr.
win with him.
Oh no,
Guys,
we
just so you
can't
know,
win with
we
David
can't win
Carr.
with this motherfucker.
Is his brother?
Yeah, no, I
would
and I'm not
imagine-
sold on Derek Carr, so I don't have him as a
I would say
traveling
much
star.
like I would say much more. Even if Baltimore is questioning Lamar Jackson, then Vegas should absolutely
Yes.
be questioning whether Derek Carr is their quarterback.
I guess he's closer to a star dot, but I went with a question mark just because I think they should be question marking themselves. I think they should be thinking about how can we move on. They should be fucking calling the Green Bay Packers and throwing the fucking moon at them because if they can get somebody like Aaron Rodgers or a good quarterback on that team, I think Vegas is a lot better team. Now to our division. I mean, obviously we talked about Jacksonville, and then yes, obviously the Houston Texans. We know what that story is. Davis Mills is not the future to me, and we're probably looking at a draft pick somewhere in the future that's going to be our future guy.
Yeah.
But Tennessee and Indianapolis, you as the people that run those organizations cannot tell me that you're sitting there going, Tannehill and Carson Wentz are the fucking
We can
guys
win.
here. No, you've got to be like, these
You
are
ain't got
problems.
a defense that good.
No, and both of those teams are set up to win.
Yeah.
Both of those teams are good teams. They're just missing a quarterback.
Yeah.
They're missing a Tom Brady to realize it in them and go, hey, you know what? If Aaron Rodgers was really smart, I guarantee you that's what he's telling his agent. Hey, my Tampa Bay is right there in Tennessee with Mike Vrabel because I can walk into that system with A.J. Brown and Julio fucking Jones and Derrick Henry running the rock, and we'll win.
Philly's an interesting team.
I know. I put a question mark there, and I don't know if that's accurate. I think.
Sorry, I just kind of.
No, you're good. We should move on.
Thinking about
Indianapolis too. I mean, the same thing.
Well, when you started saying that, where my brain went was who has the picks and the cap space to take on these guys. Like, who can Indy and Tennessee even trade for Aaron Rodgers?
They can trade them all their future first round picks.
Right, but do they have enough cap space to take that on?
I think so.
I haven't looked.
Well, there's no big.
And that's why. Well, the reason my mind went to the Eagles is because
It's a young team that doesn't
they
have a
have
lot.
like
They have
3 first-round draft
Uh-huh.
picks. I know because they were talking about them, and that they have the cap space, and
And
they
they
have a
could give
good
you
young
Jalen
quarterback that would be very. Right.
You could offer Green Bay. We give you all 3 of these first round picks in this year's draft, and you can have Jalen Hurts. It's a good trade. I think if I'm Philly, I have a question mark there, but it really should have been like a star dot to me. I like Jalen Hurts, and I would go with it a little bit farther. He hasn't proven to me that he's not ready for this league. He's a good quarterback. So I would build up with all these picks and pick people.
Houston
What for?
for fucking Deshaun. Get Jalen Hurts in their 3 first-round draft picks.
I'd be down with that.
Hell yeah!
Yeah, but see, the problem with that is that
we'd be good instantly.
no, we're a
With 3
long,
first-round draft picks
we're a
this year.
long way away. We're a long way away.
I think that we'd be good.
You got to replace.
We'd be much
you got to
better
find a new
faster.
DeAndre Hopkins still.
We have 3 first-round draft picks.
I mean, that's hoping that you hit on one of those, and
You
that
got to
get
hit on
one-
all 3 of them for sure.
Yeah, you got to get them all right.
Yeah.
Which is why, if I'm Philly, I'm just keeping them and I'm just doing it because they're also in the same situation.
I'm with you, but I can see, like
yeah,
you
they
know.
could do some dumb shit.
they made the playoffs, so put Deshaun Watson on Philly's team this year. Could they have gone farther?
See, but I like
They got a lot
Jalen
of-
Hurts. I like Jalen Hurts, and I really believe that
That'd be awesome.
he's
I do
not
too.
that far off from a
Deshaun
Dak
Watson.
Prescott, Deshaun Watson
You're
type
right.
player.
I'm with you.
So I don't know.
I agree with you.
Philly's a weird team. That's a weird team. I don't know what's going to happen with them.
I think it's them that has 3 first
Yeah,
round
they have
draft
3.
picks.
You're absolutely right. And then the Washington Commanders. I'm gonna have to get used to that. Kind of cool though. I'm not totally a hater on it. I kind of like it.
I keep going to Cobra Commander.
It's got a Cobra Commander, but that's kind of badass too.
Yeah, I'm with you. I mean, it
they've
is
been
Washington. They are fucking commanders. That's what the
Indianapolis
commanders.
actually, I think, came out and said that they are looking to move on from Carson Wentz and to move him. So
Yes, yeah. And
Washington-
sorry, we did jump from that, but
No, yeah.
you know, you're right. I mean, obviously Wentz is not,
and they're
the
smart
guy.
enough
He's
to
not
realize
gonna-
that, and I
yeah,
appreciate that
Jesus
because
Christ.
if they find someone good to replace Carson Wentz, I'm a big fan of Indianapolis. I was last year. I kept saying the way
And
the
then
fucking
Tannehill's
Indianapolis is
not
playing.
gonna win you.
No, he threw 3 picks at the end of that Cincinnati game. 2 of them in the end of the game to end the game. The last one and the last pick that he threw was the game ender. It was okay. Cincinnati's going on, and when you see that. It's great to have Derrick Henry, but in those moments, he can't make those mistakes. And that's all it is. Like, you just can't make those mistakes. And so I see them moving on. And speaking of moving on, Washington has said, too, Taylor Heineke's great, but he's not our guy.
He's a backup.
We knew that. So I think they actually said they
His
will be
name's
drafted.
Taylor Heineke.
I think they've been pretty open about it. They're going to take somebody in the draft. So I think
Okay.
first round pick, Commanders, you can expect them to fall in love with somebody and just say, this is our guy.
I think they have the 11th pick.
Yeah. So that makes sense because a lot of people aren't sucking a lot of quarterbacks' dicks in this draft. There's
Yeah.
going to be some other guys that go. So, and then the Giants. The Giants are a weird one. The Giants are who I want us to trade with because I do believe we are years away. And I think Deshaun Watson doesn't make them that much. They become an 8-8 team that's just okay. And then at least our pick's a little better. We send him to Philly, he could win a fucking championship. We send him to any of these fucking teams. We send him to fucking Pittsburgh, Deshaun Watson can win a championship. Send him to Miami, he could win a fucking
I
championship.
want this year's 3 first round draft picks from Philly.
I kinda like that.
And Jalen Hurts.
I kind of like that. That's a
Hell
good
yeah,
trade.
that'd be awesome.
Yeah, and I'm sorry, Jalen Hurts,
And
because
they
he
can
will
have
struggle.
they can have our first round draft pick, which is the 3rd pick, and Deshaun Watson, and we'll take
No, no,
Jalen.
no, no,
we'll take
no.
Jalen Hurts in their 3.
No, now I
draft.
don't like it. I was thinking in my mind that we would have 4 first round picks, including the
Okay,
3rd pick.
well then, okay, if
Which
they
is
would
greedy.
do that, that'd be dope.
That's greedy, but probably what you're saying is more likely. But in my mind, I was like, oh yeah, we would rob
We'd still
them
have
blind.
3 first round draft picks.
Yeah, that's true. It's a cool trade. I like it. I just wanted the Giants more because I don't see the Giants succeeding even with Deshaun, and so I think our draft picks over the next. I'm assuming we should get 3 first round draft picks for him. I'm assuming over the next couple of years will be good.
Yeah,
but the Giants.
I'd so much
They've
rather
been
have
saying
Jalen Hurts than fucking Daniel Jones.
The owner has been saying, Daniel Jones is not giving a fair shake, blah blah
Yeah.
blah. It's like, yeah, whatever, bro. He sucks. We all see that he sucks.
That's their way of. I don't know. It's weird.
Yeah, but they should be a question mark, and they should think about moving on. And they probably will in the next 2 years. They'll probably be bad again for the next 2 years, and then they'll go, you know what? We do have to trade somebody. So Green Bay, that brings us to Aaron Rodgers' name that's over here. Aaron Rodgers has said that he wants $50 million, and he wants a big contract. He wants 4 years. So he wants a $200 million contract to ride off into the sunset, which would make him 42. I don't fucking believe it at all that he would play till he's 42. I don't buy it. I don't believe him. And I think it's just a way to shake down and get somebody to do it for his ego.
Is there a way for them to defer that contract?
Yeah, they could.
So that it doesn't take that
But
big
I
of a
doubt
cap
that's what
hit.
he's probably looking for that. He wants that guaranteed money. That's what everybody's saying.
Yeah.
He wants the Kirk Cousins. I'm back-to-back MVP. Pay me my money. Now, if you're the Green Bay Packers, after what you just saw out of Jordan Love, I'd probably do it. Just because, fuck it. What's the difference? It's better that we have him on our team. The issue is that there are so many teams like we're naming, Tennessee, Indianapolis, Vegas, Philly, that are on the cusp. Pittsburgh, with a better quarterback last year, might have been a very different team with a young Najee Harris and some of these receivers. So you can't let Rodgers walk out the door and win a Super Bowl. You just can't.
But But if you have to pay your quarterback $50 million a year, you can't pay everybody else.
I mean, it's going to make your team worse.
So that means Rodgers doesn't want to win. He doesn't give a fuck about winning Super Bowls.
And I think that's the funniest thing
That's
about
what he's
him.
saying.
That's the
I don't
funniest
give a
thing
fuck
about him.
about a Super Bowl.
I don't care about winning Super Bowls.
I want to get paid.
I've watched TB12 take pay cut after pay cut after pay cut because he knows making his team around him better. Fucking Patrick Mahomes at the young age of fucking 24 or whatever the fuck he is just backloaded his contract because he said, I got to get Tyreek Hill another contract. I got to get Travis Kelce another contract. We got to get more offensive linemen for me. Like, Aaron Rodgers is a loser. And I will put that on wherever he goes next. There are a couple of situations where I could see him winning a championship just because it is so good.
Is there a way are NFL teams allowed to pay luxury
No.
Like,
No,
what
you
happens
can't
if
do
you're
that.
over the cap?
You can't be over the cap.
You can't be over the cap.
Can't.
So
the trade that you would try to make or the signing that you would try to make to put you over the cap, the league office would nix it. They would say, no, you can't do that. Or you have to restructure this. Like, if you're making a trade that would make you go over the cap, whoever's coming in that's got this big contract has to restructure his contract and he has to agree to that, or this trade doesn't happen. So
he doesn't want to win then.
no, he's a loser. He's a loser. He shouldn't have been the MVP. He was fucking average at best. He started
Terrible
off
in the playoffs.
He started off the year like he always fucking does, having to tell everybody to relax. Because the guy walks out and he lays an egg at the beginning and he lays an egg at the end. He likes that juicy center where he can put on a little show against the bad teams in his division. You talk about Brady playing in a bad division of Miami, Buffalo, and Jets for all them years. I'm going to have to go ahead and show you Chicago Bears, Detroit Lions, and Minnesota Vikings over the last 10 years. Because over the last 10 years, I would argue that's maybe one of the worst divisions in the league. You can't really make an. I mean,
Minnesota and Chicago
they had some
have
okay
been-
years.
they've been
Had some
competitive
okay years.
sometimes.
Detroit's been hands down one of the worst teams in the league for the last 10 years.
Yeah.
And he beats up on those teams for 6 games out of the year, and then we were supposed to give him the MVP every year because he has a good ratio of interceptions to touchdowns. I like Brett Favre more than I do you. You're a fucking bitch, and I hope you go somewhere dumb like the fucking Denver Broncos because you won't win on Denver, and then that'll make it even funnier. Or wherever you go, I hope you don't win. I'm always going to be rooting against you.
Honestly, I think shit, man. Trade his ass.
Yeah.
But see, I would trade him. I wouldn't trade him to Denver, though. I'd trade him to see if Philly will do it. Like, who's the best team? Who's got the best quarterback that there seems to be willing to trade?
Well, here's the other problem. They just traded up for Jordan Love. So it's weird to give up on it so fast. I could see them making a trade for picks and like maybe some other, like if you went after Washington and you were like, give me 3 first-round picks and Chase Young, I could see that because then you're like, we're going to go with Jordan Love, who we just traded for. We traded up in the first round for Jordan Love.
And is he ready? He didn't look.
He
very
didn't
good.
look ready, but I mean, it makes
Jalen Hurts
makes
looks
you
good though.
Yeah, I know.
That's what I'm saying.
I don't know if Philly's willing to give up on Jalen Hurts.
What if Green Bay and Arizona trade quarterbacks?
Ooh, good. Because you'll still lose in Arizona. 'Cause
Trade
you're
a bitch
fucking
for
loser.
a bitch.
Yeah, bitch for a bitch.
A bitch for a loser.
Both of you will still lose. Both of you will still lose. I like that. That's a good trade.
Trade a little bitch
I
for
mean,
a loser.
it would make Arizona out of their mind if they just are cycling through fucking first.
Honestly, though, if Rodgers went to fucking Arizona, they'd be pretty good.
They'd be
if
good.
they kept their current squad. But I just don't think you can.
Well,
if you're going to spend $50 million
And we talked about
on
other
one
free
piece.
agents. That means Chandler Jones is gone. That means fucking at least one of those wide receivers out of AJ Green and Christian Kirk is gone. Not that AJ Green was
Probably
saving the
AJ
day.
Green,
yeah,
yeah.
but Christian Kirk is probably going to want to get paid too.
And he's- yeah.
and so now you lose out on that. They had a lot of stuff that they were going to lose. What's his name? Chase Edmond and James Conner are both free agents.
That's right.
James Conner probably earned himself a deal somewhere
For sure. He absolutely did.
Yeah. So he's just a
And
loser.
Chase Edmonds.
All he cares about is
played fine,
losing
too.
and having long hair.
Yeah, if he wanted to actually win, I mean, he's got a few more years left. He could chase rings
Yeah.
for the last 4 years,
Yeah.
go somewhere good. He'd be like, you know what? I'll take $15 million send me somewhere. I get to pick where I go.
It's so funny because the correlation between him and Brett Favre is so similar. It's also like Brett Favre at the end of his career, he didn't quite have it anymore. He was good, but he wasn't what he used to be. But the guy just didn't want to give up playing. It wasn't
Just loved to play. No.
He loved to play. And he went to the Jets because he just loved to play and he didn't want to give up. He wasn't going to win on the Jets.
That was also that big fuck you to.
Yeah, it was.
And
It was
then he
a big
went back
fuck
to
you.
Minnesota.
But then when he went to Minnesota, I think and they were good.
That was a
they
bigger
were a
fuck.
good team.
That was a bigger fuck you because he got to play against Green Bay.
And I think in his mind he was like, I think it probably started off. I just loved to play. But then when he got on that Minnesota team, dude, he went out there in that New Orleans game. They were trying to kill him. They literally got bounty gate. I mean, it was they got fined because of what they were trying to do to this old man, and he went limping out there every bit of it. Aaron Rodgers ain't doing that shit. For nobody, not for himself, not for a team. He don't care that much. He ain't playing for 4 more years. This $200 million bullshit that he wants guaranteed. He wants you to cut him a check for $400 million so he can walk away from you in a year whenever he decides he doesn't really like whatever new place that he's at. Or he goes back to Green Bay and he's the same loser. He just depletes the team because he gets them to give him
be like
fucking $50 million.
Devontae Adams, Green Bay, Aaron Rodgers, and who?
Nobody. Nobody. No defensive player. Their defense will be shit. They'll probably lose Aaron Jones in the next couple of years, and they won't be able to hold on to that Dillon kid either because they won't be able to sign him for the nickels that he'll be making his team.
Whatever. I don't like the Packers anyways. I hope they do it.
And then the rest of that division, I got dots on. Minnesota, Chicago, and Detroit. I just don't.
Yeah.
The Minnesota one's interesting. This is the last year of that contract. They might very well just be like, you know what? Oh, check. I hope this has been on the whole time. They could very well just be like,
is it just gonna be me talking?
Yeah. They could very well just be like, you know what? I think we could just get a lot for Kirk, or at least we could get something back for Kirk, and he's not our guy of the future. I could see that being a real thing.
Oh, you talking about trading him this year?
Maybe it's the last year of his contract. Could you get a first-round pick for him? I think so. And then, and then you move on and you've just got to figure it out from there. Maybe you call up Philly and you're like, hey, how you feel about Kirk? Or you call up one of these teams.
I wouldn't trade Jalen Hurts for Kirk Cousins.
I wouldn't. But Washington, they might be interested in Kirk Cousins.
Yeah. Didn't he start in Washington?
That's where he started. Maybe a little homecoming. Chicago, I wasn't sold on Justin Fields. I'm pretty sure that's how the top brass at Chicago's got to feel. I don't think they've got to be crazy about it.
Defensive guy, correct?
Yes, they did. But that doesn't mean that I don't think they're going to be crazy about. Is Justin Fields the quarterback of that team in 2 years? Probably not. But who knows? Jared Goff too.
Who knows?
Jared Goff on the Detroit Lions. Is he the quarterback of the future?
He just feels like a Detroit quarterback.
Well, that's true. He could suck away there for the next couple of years, and they don't.
Fuck
care.
does Detroit care? Yeah,
they obviously don't give a fuck about winning.
Care.
So
yeah. I think he's a star.
Star dot. And then I've got Tampa Bay, obviously with the question mark because Tom Brady has retired.
Yeah.
Blaine Gabbert is not the answer.
Gabbert is their quarterback.
See, and they're another one too that definitely could be one of the landing spots of one of these big quarterbacks. Maybe Aaron Rodgers or Russell Wilson or Deshaun. They're saying that's where I want to go.
Do they have the
no
means to do it?
Not at $50 million. They ain't gonna give you no $50 million.
$50 million?
You're fucking insane.
It's just a contract?
It's just
a contract.
Yeah,
just a quarterback?
Just for you to play quarterback?
MVP
Shut
going
the fuck
$50
up,
million?
bro. Get the fuck out of here.
A year?
You're out of your fucking mind.
You think you're a basketball player?
Yeah, what do you think you are? You're a starting left pitcher? You're a really good left arm?
Yeah.
Bro? Fuck you, bro. But no,
$50 million. Yeah.
I think Tampa Bay
Get the fuck out of here.
Tampa Bay might be an interesting one to call Philly up. They could call Philly and say, hey, give us Jalen for and
But I think Philly thinks that they are maybe that piece away, that upgraded quarterback away.
The upgraded quarterback. Right. I see.
Well, that's what they're saying. Philly has a good squad, like a good solid squad. they're thinking with an Aaron Rodgers or a Russell Wilson, well, especially an Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
And they have the cap space to do it. So maybe Philly has this team for the next 2 or 3 years that they only have to spend a certain amount of money on, where they could take on this big fucking contract and possibly make a run at another Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Right. If there's a team set up for that, then I think that's a great idea.
Yeah.
If Philly can literally, if they think that they're, if they're a piece away, let's say they only have to trade.
I don't think they're just a piece, though.
I'm saying, let's say they only have to trade 3 first-round draft picks, but it's the next 3 first-round draft picks, not this year's all 3. So they have 2 more this year. They got Aaron Rodgers, 2 first-round draft picks.
I like that.
And they have this big cap space, so they'd probably be able to go out and sign some of these other guys.
That would be the trade. I would much rather do that. I'd rather give you
and they're
future
saying
draft picks.
They're doing this Rams thing where they're saying we are going all in and we're winning the Super Bowl this year, or in this next 2. We have 2 years. We're planning on winning 2. Right? We're going for it.
Yeah.
I think that makes sense to me. I would do that, and in that case, I'm not mad at Aaron Rodgers because you're not fucking over the team.
Well, I'm still not
a
fan. Yeah, I'm still not a fan of what you're doing.
I think that it's telling me that he'd rather have the money than win the championships. And I guess then that comes with the question, how much money is enough?
Yeah.
Like, what do you need more money for?
Well, when he needs to be in his loser castle, you got to build loser castles real big because you got to compensate for your loserness.
Okay, but what did Tom Brady lose money by giving up money on his contract?
No, you could argue that he's made way more by being a champion
and made himself marketable into his.
Yes.
When will Tom Brady not be marketable?
Never.
Ever?
His children will be marketable.
80, you think everybody will be like Tom Brady? Yeah, because he's the fucking known as the greatest quarterback of all time.
We will fade Aaron Rodgers the day that he retires. I'd say in 2 years.
He's won 1 championship. He's a couple MVPs. He was a good quarterback. But nobody will give a shit because he himself will fade away because that's what he wants. Because he would rather have $200 million and go away. But I mean, I don't hate it. I don't hate him. I just think that he doesn't want to win, and that's to me
lame.
Yeah, it is
lame. Yeah,
I don't like it because
New Orleans
want to win. I don't know.
New Orleans is one that has said that they will very actively go after one of these big names, Deshaun, Aaron Rodgers, and I see it for them. I see that to me that makes sense because they're like,
he ain't gonna have no. Who's he gonna throw it to?
Yeah, I know. They restructured
Michael Thomas coming back.
They restructured Michael Thomas.
They didn't even play last year.
I know, and
hopefully, if he comes back healthy, fuck yeah.
Yeah, if he comes back healthy and you've got a good quarterback, I could see New Orleans being a much better team.
Michael Thomas, top 10 pick if Aaron Rodgers goes there and he's healthy.
I think you've got to think about it.
I think so, but
I'm scared. I'm scared though because he didn't play last year.
I'm not doing it.
How can I do that off a guy that didn't play all year?
There's no
that's
way.
Scary.
He'll drop.
Yeah, that's scary. I don't know.
That would be hard.
Atlanta and Carolina, both of those. I mean, I don't see Matt Ryan being the quarterback there for much longer. I know he probably will be next year, but then past that, I've got to assume they've got to be moving on at some point. So I don't know. I don't know what Atlanta's doing, but they're a dot for me because they've got a quarterback, but they're probably not sold on it. Carolina too. I mean,
he seems to be aging faster than some of these other ones.
He's on his way out the door. He's also the oldest of this group. The all that's left. Pretty sure. Yeah. When I looked it up, he's the oldest one.
Of whom? Is he older than Rodgers?
Oh no. But I don't really count Aaron Rodgers because I think Aaron Rodgers is a year away too. I think Matt Ryan's probably a couple of years away, but I don't see.
I think Rodgers is like 36.
I honestly think
Ryan.
that he gets into an argument with the Green Bay Packers about where he's supposed to go and how they're going to do. Okay, well, you're not going to give me what I want. And I think he just quits. I think he takes his ball and goes home because he's a fucking titty baby. And that's who he is. I think that's what he does.
Most likely he stays in Green Bay. They overpay him. They overpay
And then he
Devontae,
pouts on the sideline when they don't
fucking
win.
lose,
And they lose again. And
he's stupid.
So Carolina just traded for Sam Darnold. So that's the only reason I put a dot on there. It really should be a question mark because Sam Sam Darnold ain't the future. And
Sam Darnold ain't no dot.
No, he's not a dot. He's a question mark. And but I mean, they did just make this deal. I would assume.
But if you're smart,
if you're smart,
you
get
gotta
out
be
of it.
actively
you get out of it.
looking to see if there's any other options, right?
Yeah.
I mean, at the most important position on the team.
Yep.
Come on.
And then we kind of talked about the NFC West a lot already, just because Trey Lance is a star dot that they're gonna give Trey Lance a shot.
He's gonna be the quarterback,
and then you know what, Jimmy G, he's a star where he goes. He's a star where he goes. Yeah. He did have surgery. I saw that today. He had shoulder surgery that'll hold him out for a little bit, but
on his throwing arm.
Yeah. But I still they said it wasn't a big one. It was just to clean some stuff up. But I still see him
Somebody's
being a star.
Gonna trade for him.
He's going to be a star where he goes.
So I'm thinking everybody's waiting for Rodgers to make his decision.
Probably.
And once that happens,
there'll be a domino effect.
See this domino effect. And then hopefully, please God, let's get rid of. I mean. I hope Deshaun either just decides to play for us, which would be the best.
That'd be the best. That'd be the best.
And hey, Deshaun, I still love you, man.
Yeah. I've always loved you.
I got no problem with you getting happy endings and shit. I don't give a fuck.
Everyone likes a little dick suck.
We just saying, let's be a little more careful about it. And maybe... let's find out. Maybe always have a fall guy.
Well, and I don't know how you do that with this.
Well, maybe send somebody in first and make sure they like it. Is this okay?
Hey man, she kicked me out too. Like that's the problem is you're gonna get kicked out. A lot of them. He's just like, I got to go find this out for myself. A lot of them weren't even masseuses. They were just. There was one girl that was like, I just do facials, and he's like, yeah, no, that's cool.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah, get on over here. Yeah, come on, you give me a facial. I'll give you a facial.
What do you mean? What do you?
Thought it was in your
What's
ad.
a facial?
In your ad, it said I could come on your face, so I'm confused.
Come on in for a facial.
Yeah,
what the fuck? What's a
weird.
facial?
I haven't done a ton of research on it, but I did look at some of these people that are coming out of, and some of these names I did recognize, like Aiden Hutchinson. They talked about that kid all year.
They got us taking that dude, that offensive tackle from Alabama.
Oh, really? I hope that he's there. That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Because this Evan Neal kid from Alabama is every bit of the Alabama tackle that you always dream of.
They got us.
He's a big motherfucker.
I hope they're smart and they just build an offensive line because you can make.
Oh yeah.
You can do a lot of things and cover a lot of weaknesses with a good offensive line. If he's there, that's amazing.
I'm scared he's not going to be there. He could be the number one pick. He could be with Jacksonville's like, let's put this in front of fucking Trevor Lawrence and make it better. He's going to go in one of the top 3 picks. If it is us, fuck yeah. And then there's another guy, Kyle Hamilton. I remember seeing clips of him at Notre Dame. He's a safety, apparently one of the best safeties in the last couple of years. So that's always a big need. I actually wouldn't be if it goes 1, 2, 3 like that, if Aiden Hutchinson, the defensive end from Michigan, goes number 1 to Jacksonville, and then the Detroit Lions, is that who's 2?
I think so.
Yes. The Detroit Lions pick Neal because they probably should because he's the best offensive tackle in this one. I wouldn't be against us going with this safety because he's really, really good. And we need a safety. We're going to lose Justin Reed because we're not good. We're not good, and we don't know how to keep people. And the other one that I put on there was that Nakobe Dean kid from the one that in the national championship balled out. Looks like a young little Devin White playing on Georgia, little linebacker who's just a ball of energy and looks like a little Ray Lewis. He's going to be a really good linebacker in the NFL. I know he is. So he's my guy that I'm watching to see where he goes because he could end up in a really good situation on some of these teams. But just a little preview on the draft that's far, far away. Preview on the basketball that's not anywhere close to being done. We've talked for a while here.
We covered a lot.
We covered a
lot of sports. There's a lot of sports shit to talk about.
Yeah, who knew?
Somebody was last time somebody had to do a podcast. Like, what's it about? Like, well, sports mostly.
Yeah, all sports. Yeah,
and
I mean,
sometimes
we try to talk about other things, but let's be honest. Like,
that's pretty much all I watch is sports, and the other hobbies that I have. I don't really want to, working and Men working. That's pretty much all I do.
and criminal gangster shit that you ain't gotta know about. And the other part of it too is that I love when people say that too, like, oh, so what do you want? So first of all, there's not a lot of people watching this, but other than mybookie.com and everybody else, thank you so much to the four people that are here, me and him. But I mean, you want us to hear talk about things that we like and that we're passionate about. What do you want me to talk to you about? The fucking, the war is crazy.
Oh, Have
you seen that shit, bro?
I don't think it's a war.
Dude,
it's a conflict or an invasion.
No, it is a war. And here's how I know. Because when I thought, okay, we're going to, or like they're going to war, I was like, all right, so like in the new age wars that I've been alive for, in the 9/11 and the all that, we go and we try to, at least this is what I was told, we're trying to find the insurgents. We're going into the caves and we're trying to find them. We're trying to find out where they're hidden in the place. But we're not just like dropping bombs on areas, although I might be totally ignorant to what I'm saying, and maybe we did. But from the footage that I've seen of Ukraine, this is some World War II shit. They're like, we bombed your airport. We're bombing your schools. I shouldn't laugh. We're just rolling tanks through fucking places, and we are invading. We are pirates, and we're here to kill. And they're led by the fucking leader of the pirates. I don't know what to call him. What's his name?
Don't speak his name.
Yeah, don't talk about Voldemort because he will show up.
We don't need that smoke, bro.
But I kind of think that America might step in on this. We can't watch a genocide. And
isn't Ukraine fucking like standing up and
they're trying. They'll hopefully come to a
isn't
peace.
this the world's problem? Like, shouldn't we all be stepping in? Well,
yes, but we're the bosses.
I have a hard time with this shit, bro. Why is it okay for us to invade a country, and it's not okay for fucking Russia to?
Because we run the world.
But Russia thinks they run the world. And China thinks they run the well. Because if they don't run the world, then we need to then we do need to step in. If we are the world's police. But see, here's the thing: is that tough. Ukraine's a sovereign nation.
Yes.
So that means does that mean Afghanistan is not a sovereign nation?
I don't think.
They have fucking a second world country or some shit?
Who blesses them as a sovereign nation?
I don't know. See, that's my thing. So why is it okay for us?
Is this what you want, internet? Is this what you want? You want us talking about this? We don't know what the fuck we're talking about. We barely know about these sports gentlemen that we're talking about.
I don't know shit.
But we don't know.
Honestly, I want to not think about it because I'd rather just live my life. But I tell you what, go buy some guns.
Hey, I
think it's your duty.
Not a better time to realize that if every Ukrainian had an AR-15 in their fucking house
and knew how to use it,
I mean, it might come in handy.
Yeah.
I'll tell you where you won't invade.
Texas.
The United States of Texas. You won't do it.
Don't come here with your bullshit.
You can.
Oh, yeah.
You can. You'll die. You'll die. I love it. There's this guy that I work with, a true Republican, red, and he's like, well, they'll come for our guns. I'm like, bro, maybe you don't know some of the hodunk, middle of nowhere Texas people that I know that just set up vantage points in their fucking house where a gun's under here and a gun's under here.
They want them to come.
Charlie, why'd you do this? Well, you never know. Like, what? But you do. Has it ever happened to you? Well, it won't. I'll tell you what, it won't. It won't sneak up on me. I'll be locked and loaded before that motherfucking bitch gets near my door.
Yeah, and you know what's funny is that I'm from Indiana, and I know a lot of motherfuckers like that there too.
I'm talking about Texas, but it's all over the Kentucky,
anywhere,
Tennessee.
Bro. There's more guns in America, I think, than anywhere else in the country, or anywhere else in the world.
What I joke about always is that sounds like a hilarious Dave Chappelle sketch of like, all right, I want to see the group that's going to get the guns. I want to see the group of dead people that are just going to show up to your door and go, sir, we'd like all your guns, please, and then watch the John Wick movie go off. It's not going to happen. You're going to get a pile of dead bodies and everybody just saying, don't come near my house. And then it's going to be real crazy. Wild, Wild West.
We'll just all decide, hey, everybody get your guns. They're right here. We'll all go meet them. They want to take them.
Yeah. Yep.
We'll take care of it right then and there, and then we'll all go back home.
It's just funny because...
And then when they try to do it again, we'll do the same shit.
There's parts of this country that are so like into the being woke and that this is wrong, and they see things on TV and they just adopt this all of a sudden this new way of life that they're like, I believe in this so strongly. But if what was going on in the Ukraine was going on in some of these states that are just so democratic and so by the people, they would immediately come to our side. They would immediately switch over to our side. Actually, during the quarantine, gun sales went up.
They're still going. I bet you they're going to go up now.
Yeah.
I bet you they go. They're probably already skyrocketing.
Speaking of, I want to go buy a gun.
I was thinking about.
I want to go get a shotgun.
I
need to get a shotgun. Yeah, I've got a handgun, but I want to get a shotgun too.
Let's switch off this bullshit. Last night I got the pleasure of taking care of Derek Lewis.
Oh, cool. Yeah, he's been coming in a lot with us too.
Yeah, very nice guy.
Yeah, he's very cool
and
huge,
good tipper too.
Yeah, he is a good tipper. Yeah. He's a really nice guy.
Fucking super nice. And funny as shit.
His chest is very thick. I don't know how else to say that. Yeah. His chest is terrifying.
Oh my god!
And can you imagine him getting a hold of you?
No, but
I kept thinking about that.
I could always remember as a kid, like I never want Mike Tyson to punch me, but I definitely don't want Derek Lewis to punch
you. Would be terrifying. Absolutely terrifying. He would kill you.
Yeah, and you know what's funny? He's just hilarious. He's funny.
He is a funny guy.
The whole night he's cracking jokes and shit. And,
nice.
Yeah. But no, he was funny.
Well, we've talked for a while here. This has been another edition of the Waiver Wire, bringing you all the fantasy football news. That's what we did just now. It was all fantasy football all the time. No, we went on all kinds of tangents, and please keep coming, and I'll keep giving you a facial. Peace out.